What's good, everyone? I'm Disputant MCG, and it's so nice to be back again. Today, I'm going to talk about one of my favorite things to do, and also one of the most important parts of Magic the Gathering, deck building. It's something I still struggle with, and something others struggle with a lot more. So my goal here is to help people build the deck of their dreams. Let's go ahead and dive right in, with step 1 being choosing a commander. The most important part of commander is, well, your commander. Before anything else, I always choose mine. This can also be a hidden commander such as Sunforger. When I choose a commander, I like to go for cool art and cooler mechanics. So for the example of the deck I'll be building, I'm going to choose Jin Gitaxias, Progress Tyrant. Kamigawa, Neon Dynasty holds a special place in my heart, and I love Phyrexia. I also don't run blue decks too often, so this will be a fun challenge for me. Jin Gitaxias is also a pretty big creature, which is quite unusual for blue. All of this considered, this deck should be pretty fun to build. Step 2. Choosing a strategy. Now that we have a commander, we can choose what we're going to do with it. Jin Gitaxias is super versatile as a commander, so we can have our deck mirror that. I'm going for a toolbox strategy using blink effects to gain advantage from ETBs, as well as resetting our once per turn triggers such as on Jin Gitaxias. For those who don't know what a toolbox deck is, it relies on tutors to grab specific pieces, which can answer any given situation. My plan is to win through politics and attrition, helping opposing players and slowly whittling down their board states until I can assemble an engine that allows me to win. The best part about this is that we can give the deck a funny name, Jin Toolbox. Alright, step 3, eat your veggies. For this step, I would recommend creating a package of cards for any given color or color combo that are veggies. They don't have to be the most powerful, especially because along the way themes can overlap. The veggies of any given deck are 38 lands, 12 interaction, which is protection and removal, 12 ramp, and 12 draw. If you can't immediately find everything you need for this, don't worry. They will likely come naturally as you continue to build your deck. Just be aware of them. Also note that some decks will have much different ratios, such as the deck we're building now. We might choose to run less draw in favor for more tutors or filtering in order to hit the pieces we need to answer a specific issue. Alright, lastly, step 4. Flesh out our themes. To build this deck, I'm going to consolidate it into 3 different themes: Blink, Card Access, and Tools. Our card access is going to contain tutors, recursion, and draw. Blink holds cards that can help repeat ETB triggers or reset our once per turn effects, as I previously mentioned. Our tools are going to be what we use to hold off opponents until we can assemble our win cons, which will lead us to victory. With all that being said, let's dive into the deck list. Alright, welcome to my Architect. Without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump right in. The main way this deck wins is through Jace, Wielder of Mysteries. We want to use an infinite draw combo with him or infinitely blink him to activate his abilities in order to win with his Labman effect. Also, if we're a bit more desperate, if for some reason we can't answer something, we can loop infinite extra turns, and with a Cyclonic Rift, we can bounce everything else and swing through with combat damage. In the early game, we're going to want to use low CMC removal and control pieces in order to keep opponents at bay and manipulate the table while we ramp and tutor. A lot of our tools can also be leveraged politically, helping us just a bit more than everything else. For example, what we can do is just off the top of my head here, if you get rid of his thing, I won't counter your next spell, or whatever. Just something to incentivize opponents to play our way. Also note that our tools here range in oppressiveness for this reason, because sometimes we want something like an offer you can't refuse, where we can tell them, hey, I don't like that spell, but here's 2 treasure tokens. Or we can do, if things we really don't like are happening, Winter Orb. Just immediately slammed down. You don't get to play. By the mid game, we want to have maybe a harder stacks piece out, or we want to be like 1 card away from assembling our engine. Either that, or we want to have our engine out and just not be able to... We might not be able to exploit it to its fullest capabilities yet. Alright, and by the end of the game, we want to have our infinite assembled, whether it's extra turns, draw, or blink, and we want to be abusing that until we win. Alright, now to actually explain the combos. This is one of my favorite things about Architect. We can just take a look at what there is. So, Dramatic Reversal and Isochron Scepter. A classic combo. This is like the star player of the deck. What this does for us is it allows us to infinitely cast Dramatic Reversal, which is good in and of itself. It can net us infinite mana, but the mana doesn't really matter in this case. What we want to do is have out Displacer Kitten. Whenever we cast a non-creature spell, which we will be doing infinitely, because of Isochron Scepter, we can blink any creature or any permanent. So, that means we can take advantage of things like Mystic Sanctuary, grabbing, any instant or sorcery from our graveyard. So, for example, we could play Time Warp, have Mystic Sanctuary out, Isochron Scepter, Dramatic Reversal, Displacer Kitten, combo that, blink Mystic Sanctuary, grab the Time Warp again, and with the infinite mana we'd have from the Isochron Scepter combo, we can cast Time Warp infinitely. For example, we can also use this on Jin Gitaxias to be able to copy anything we want, and also reset that trigger that says we can only counter 1 opposing spell per turn, creating a lock on artifacts, instants, or sorceries. So unless they have creature-based removal that can get rid of Jin Gitaxias, there is no way they can get rid of him or deal with any of our combo pieces. And even if they did, we have so many counterspells that it really doesn't matter what they do. So we can copy any spell. We can copy spells infinitely, and we can counter almost every spell infinitely. Let's just think of some other stuff I could do. We could infinitely blink Trinket Mage, Tribute Mage, Spell Seeker, to grab anything, almost anything we want in the deck. All in all, just such a good combo. I mean, we could Academy Ruins, then we could Academy Ruins, Expedition Map, Spellskite, Winter Orb, grab whatever artifact we want from our graveyard, and do that infinitely. There's just a lot you can do with the combo. So, once we assemble that, we either want to get Jin Gitaxias out for the lock, so that way we can keep our opponents truly at bay, while we grab, Jace to blink him infinitely, to grab everything else we need to win, or until we can do, infinite extra turns, blinky blinky fun. There are some other combos in the deck that I'll go ahead and go over. We'll just start at the bottom. Ghostly Flicker, Sanctuary, Mana Vault, Reality Chip. This one's not too crazy. There's no real draw or anything. There is infinite blue mana, which is good and can enable us. However, this isn't really something we're going to be looking for. Same with this one. This one, however, infinite draw triggers. This is what we want to see, because this means is we can dig through our whole library even if we don't have Scepter and Reversal in our hand immediately. This is the same thing, but less cards, which is good. This is one way we can get this is the other way we can get infinite turns without having Displacer Kitten, because we can't tutor out Displacer Kitten, unfortunately. If we could, this deck would be just way too busted. Then, of course, Dramatic Reversal, Isochron Scepter. As for playing this, it is a pretty mean deck. It is very slow, though, and you can have it play down or play up. So it really depends how you want to play it and who you're playing with. You can always substitute any of the Game Changer pieces or any of the more oppressive stacks pieces with something softer, less aggressive. You could go for more ramp. You could go for, like I said, softer stacks, or you could prioritize more ETB stuff, focusing more on having a broader Blink theme than just a couple of pieces we want to be recurring infinitely. So, yeah. With all that said, this is the deck. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching all the way through. It really does mean a lot to me. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful for deck building, please let me know. Leave a like, drop a comment, and subscribe. I honestly really liked making this video, so I might turn it into a series where I explore different decks using this format to help new and veteran players out. If you want me to do that, go ahead and suggest decks too to build. Anyways, this whole deck, the Jenga Toolbox deck, is going to be linked in the description, so if you want to check it out for yourself or copy and edit it, you can go ahead and do that, and I'd love to see what you guys do to the deck. Anyways, I hope you all have a great day or night, and I can't wait to see you for the next video. Bye!